welcome to the Tuesday night edition of Sports Talk on the WJRG television network, part of KMI, Kingdom Media International. I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with my good friend Big Don of Big Don Productions, who's the producer of the show. What's up, Don?
Everything's good.
To my left, every moment move, Kendall Tyson. What's up, my brother? Everything is great. And to my far right is the legend himself, Mr. Bruce Austin. What's up, Bruce?
Everything's beautiful, brother.
I know it is. Also, we have the bishop, who just got back from the boat ride. One of the greatest bishops in the world, Bishop Ernest C. Richard Jr. from Power to Stand. What's up, Bishop? It's frozen. Anthony McLean, what's up, my brother? God bless.
Doing good, thanks.
All right, one of the greatest pastors in the world, from Basileia, just celebrated its 10-year anniversary. Pastor Walter T. What's up, Pastor?
Doing well. How's everyone tonight?
All right. And all the way in Jacksonville, Florida, I'll see him the weekend when my mom celebrated her 97th birthday. My brother Henry Green. What's up, Henry?
All right, good. How's everybody this evening?
All right. And all the way from Maryland, my brother-in-law Larry Pearson. What's up, Larry?
I'm doing good. Getting my tickets, getting ready to go to the Super Bowl.
All right, Larry. Since we're talking about the Super Bowl and you're talking about football, give me some football topics. What you got on your plate?
Okay, now the top 100. I think it was pretty good. I think that the top 10 players was on point, and I'm really happy that Barkley got his just due. You know, he was voted number one, and he had an outstanding year, commencing with winning the Super Bowl. I think I haven't seen a greater guy come up, improve that much in 1 year and win a Super Bowl in my lifetime. You know? So what are your thoughts?
Right now, he's the number one football player in this generation right now, you say?
I say he was voted number one for last year.
So Pat Mahomes, they got him as number one. Wow.
Yep.
Okay.
Pat Mahomes was number 5. This just for 1 year.
It's 1 year, yeah.
All right, go ahead.
That makes sense.
Who you want to go first, Gary?
Anthony, go ahead first.
Yeah, he's only the second running back to ever get the number one. Adrian Peterson back in 2013 when he had his 2,000-yard season was the previous. Look, you may not have, this is voted on by the players, and I would always listen to what the players say before the media. Now, I'm sure the media, I wouldn't be surprised if the media did it, that a certain quarterback from Buffalo would probably be number one. I believe he was like 6th or 7th in the players poll. But
no, he was number 3.
He was number 3? Oh, okay.
3.
Okay. But it's one of those things where this has been the NFL Network has done this, I think, going on about 8-9 years now, where they pulled the plays. They actually, when they had the 100th anniversary, they did the 100 greatest players of all time, and they voted Jerry Rice as the greatest player in the 100 years of the NFL. So then they started to just basically do the best 100 players, the best 100 current players going off of the past season. And Barkley, Barkley was tremendous, was absolutely tremendous. I've got no problem with Barkley being number one.
All right. Go ahead, Pastor.
Yeah, I think Barkley had a great year. I don't see, especially topping it off with the Super Bowl. I don't see be a hard argument against him being number one. So I don't see any problem with that. It's a good. I like what Larry said too. It's because the players, it's the players that are voting. So you look on that list. I mean, they got Patrick Surtain on there. They got, the players know, like they, how we say in the streets, Bruce, game, no game. The players know. The players know who's good and they know who's hype, So I respect, when they come up there and they have those players. I remember the year Aaron Donald came in number 2, I think, for 2 years in a row. So the players know So I have no problem with Barkley. He had a great year. He made that Eagle team a super team,
Yeah.
because now they had a great running back and he can catch the ball. That's the thing. He wasn't just a one-trick pony. They didn't have to take him out and say, okay, they're bringing in the guy out the backfield. He's the guy out the backfield, So yeah, I have no problem with that.
All right, Bishop. Go ahead, Bishop.
Well, I mean, you can just echo what's already been said. Barkley proved himself last year. And by the way, hello, gentlemen. Glad to see everybody. But Barkley proved himself last year. I mean, he transitions from a team where he was, I won't say barely getting by, he was doing okay with the Giants, comes over to the Eagles, and he turns into a phenom. If you can't recognize talent, and I think Pastor Teague already said it, game recognizes games. So let's just keep it real and keep it 100. Barkley came out and showed him who he was. He had the right line to open up the gaps for him. He had the right quarterback to get him involved in plays. And hey, he just did what he does best. Just be Saquon Barkley.
All right, Brother Green.
Well, Barkley, he was always one of the top running backs in the NFL anyway. He just happened to be on the Giants. But he went to the Eagles. But yeah, I didn't see the list, but because the players picked up, made the list up, you definitely have to go with their judgment as far as who they pick, because they play against each other. They know who's the best players.
All right, go ahead, Kendall.
Yeah, when you're on the field, you kind of know who the best players are. They may not show up on the stat sheet, but you playing on the court, you may have a star, but you might look at someone else and do a little something. So if the players knew, and he's going to come out here and miss a game and still go over 2,000 yards, he could have broke Eric Dixon's record. He was done in 16 games. I think Eric did it in 12 or 14 or something like that. If the players say so, that would be it. Now, was Lamar Jackson number 2?
Lamar Jackson was number 2, yes.
Okay. Then they went with Josh Allen.
And say again?
Josh Allen was number 3.
Josh Allen number 3, yes.
Okay, I'm going to go with that. Because Josh Allen does have Lamar Jackson's MVP, who was 4 and 5.
Well, why did put Pat Mahomes number 5? Then?
Well,
he got four Super Bowls, 3.
Well, they said
Mahomes was
It's only for 1 year. It's for 1 year.
Okay.
Yeah, who was number 4?
It was number 5 was Patrick. Number 4 was
Had to have been Hurts, wouldn't it?
no, Hurts was nowhere in there.
He was probably in number 10 or lower, if I remember.
Yeah, he was lower than 10.
Does anybody got the list?
I had it, but I don't have it with me now.
I'll give it to you.
The
checking
players
it now.
is what it
The
is.
top
I
100.
mean, guess what happened? Philadelphia Eagles needed a running back to win a Super Bowl, and they did it. Plain and simple.
I'm going to say that I don't know how anybody can look around and guess it or anything. When we talk about a phenomenal year, this man's year was so great, they had to drug test him twice because they couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know how anyone can say anybody else was even next to him. I mean, you can say Lamar Jackson all you want, but was nobody even next to this man. The way he played this year, there's no way to go around him. I don't care who you want to give it to.
Old school Bruce said one thing: I never see nobody jump over somebody backwards.
Go ahead, Bruce.
Yeah, it's hard to go against that, especially when you're saying 1 year. But
yeah,
I would have loved to see them let him break Eric Dickerson record.
Okay.
That would really put the icing on the cake. It didn't make no sense to me to let a man get that close and then not let him go for it after all these years that people been chasing. You know what I mean? That's the only part I didn't like. But
That makes sense.
him being the best player, when he jumped over that guy backwards, I was finished. I was finished. But Bruce, I thought that was a smart move because you don't need that man to get hurt. No kind of way trying to break no record. Yeah, but I might would have done the same thing. But it don't take much. Yeah, but if you think like that, I mean, you gotta think like that sometime when you're the owner. As a running back, and especially Barkley, he's sure that he's not no real fragile guy. I wouldn't take the chance.
And I have your list for you, by the way, fellas.
If that's the case, any game you worried about somebody getting hurt. I'm just talking about that. Was what you're talking about would have been before the championship.
No, but I understand.
You know what I'm saying? And I ain't messing up nothing. We just closed. I ain't messing up nothing.
I understand what you're saying.
To try to prove that he could break the record. I mean, we all feel that he probably could have.
He would have, definitely.
He would have.
We all would have, but it don't take much in football. A sprained ankle, now he's out.
That makes
Pulled hamstring, and you out for the rest of the playoffs.
With the year that he had,
matter of fact,
see him break that.
Somebody go say something, Bishop.
No, I said I have the list. Starting at number 10, they got Patrick Surtain. At number 9, Justin Jefferson. At number 8, they've got Myles Garrett. At number 7, Derrick Henry. At number 6, Joe Burrow. At number 5, as you said, Patrick Mahomes. At number 4, Jamar Chase. Of course, you got numbers 3, Josh Allen. Number 2, Lamar Jackson. And number 1, Saquon Barkley.
Paul's right there, Bishop. Remember we were talking about somebody must go? And we said Jalen Hurts, me and Ant. I didn't hear his name on that list at all.
Neither did I.
By the players. By the players. His name wasn't on that list at all.
Hey, you want me to check that again, Walt?
Top 10. No, you don't have to say it again. They heard it. They heard it. And that's what the players said.
Yeah. Go ahead. Players too. What else we got, Larry?
Dallas Cowboys signed their quarterback for $92 million. First time ever they signed somebody on time and didn't waste that extra money.
Cornerback, okay.
Maybe Jerry Jones is getting it, because all the blunders he made, but this is the first time he has signed a person when the person should have been signed.
Yeah, you know why that happened? Because he
screwed up.
No, he didn't screw up. Jerry got good sense. Jerry got.
Thank you, Bruce, for saying that. Jerry got good sense.
Yeah, Jerry got good sense. Why would you give a man $47 million? We all agree that he's one of the best going after the quarterback. But after that, what is he? He's no good on stopping the run. You know what I mean?
But we ain't talking about Parsons. We're not talking about Parsons. We're talking about Dallas signing people when he's supposed to be signed.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm saying the way they signed them, they saved that money from Parsons. If they would have signed Parsons, Bland wouldn't have got his. That's where Parsons come in the conversation.
Yeah.
If they'd have gave Parsons that money, Bland would have never got his.
Bruce, I was tempted to come all the way to Connecticut just to give you a hug when they gave Parsons away. But anyway, the truth of the matter is the proof will be in the pudding. I think when's it start? Tomorrow, day after tomorrow?
Thursday night.
Hey, if Dallas go down 35-0, I want to hear this same spiel you just put out.
That's when they're going to need a hug, Bishop.
Yeah, but Ernie, that doesn't make any sense. People talk like Parsons was a Lawrence Taylor. He didn't stop no run. People broke records on Dallas defense. So I don't understand how y'all said that they're not gonna make the playoffs just because he's not there.
I'm not gonna say they won't make the playoffs. I'll be honest with you. It's gonna be difficult because they're not gonna be able to stop it. If they couldn't stop the run before, it's gonna be even worse.
No.
That's all I'm saying. See, all I'm saying, Dak Prescott's got to have the game of his life. He's now got receivers. He's got tight ends. He's got a half decent running back, at least can hold the fort down. The question is, what can Dak do on offense? Because you can't rely on your defense to pull you out of a game. I wish that was defense.
You ever heard of the next man up? You ever heard of the next man up?
Can we stick to the stuff? Can we answer the question? Can we answer the question?
Go ahead.
Yes, the real question.
All right. The question is, I think Jerry Jones learned his lesson. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. So he saw what the Eagles done. This young man has only been there, 2 years? And he said, wait a minute, he's a keeper. let's sign him so we don't keep doing the same thing over and over again. So I thought this is one of the best things he did in a mighty long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's my opinion.
Figure 30 years at least.
At least.
I was going to say a decade, but we can go back 30. Yeah.
Go ahead, Anthony. Do your part, Anthony.
You know, my thing is, I understand what Bruce is saying, but if you get rid of your best defensive player on a defense that's had problems, I don't know how do you think the defense is going to get better.
Sign a cornerback.
That's my only. That's to me. That's the only. That's the only thing that I'm questioning.
I hope this cornerback was worth that money.
And
He
you go ahead,
gets burned on the first play. It's over. Go ahead, Hayden.
And you know what? I look at it. Jerry Jones has to learn because Dak, because of what he pulled, Dak Prescott right now is the highest paid, I believe, the highest paid quarterback in the NFL. Okay, because Jerry Jones kept, waiting. So, if he would have did it earlier, he would have saved himself a lot more money. Because I mean, Dak is a great quarterback, but is he worth to be the highest paid? But that's because that's what Jerry Jones did. So as far as this cornerback, he's a great cornerback. So I'm glad to see that he did it. But but as far as the overall scheme of the defense, I don't know if signing Bland and letting Michael Parsons go is really the answer. But we'll see.
We got to find a better game. Go ahead, Kendall.
Well, I think you just mentioned Dak, right? I think Dak is a very good athlete. He the eye test. Certain people can walk on the field, they have size. Like Russell Wilson's not too tall. He got to work for his. Dak Prescott is big, tall, strong. But when the lights go bright, he just doesn't seem to show up. I mean, according to statistics. And then maybe I was just really thinking, when Bruce was saying, how their defense was, not that well, and you just kept on saying that they didn't stop the run. So maybe Jerry knew what he was talking about. Maybe he knew what maybe this person here is good enough because obviously he did quite well with Troy Aikman, Emmitt Smith, Michael Irvin. And I always wondered, what would Michael Irvin's statistics be if he had retired early after getting that hit or had Emmitt Smith on the team? Would he have been one of the top 10 receivers of all time? So maybe he has a little sense. I mean, I don't know what to say about it because you're a Dallas fan. So
Yeah, but see, they gotta. If I'm gonna ask Walt this, because like I said, you're more a football man than me. Now, what I'm thinking is that the position that the defensive tackle play is to stop the run. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Coming up in the NFL for Week
So,
1, the Eagles
me,
play the
that's why
Cowboys
it
on
makes
Thursday
sense.
at 20:20. The
If
Chargers
you
play the
watch
Chiefs.
Dallas games during the run, Michael Parsons was getting run over. If anybody watched the game, Parsons was getting run over. They had a guy out from Arizona and ran for over 200 yards. Everybody know that Dallas' weakness on their defense was stopping the run. And Dallas got a Pro Bowl defensive tackle from Green Bay, plus 2 first-round picks. So I think that was a great deal. I hate to see Parsons go, but if you look at his stats, he had 1 sack in 4 playoff games.
oh, that's bad.
So you know what? I was going to say that. I was going to chime in when somebody said about the run game. I think it was Bishop. Yeah, Kenny Clark is a great run stopper. So he's gonna definitely solidify that part of it. Yeah, he's stout against the run. Kenny Clark he's actually a good player. He's not Michael Parsons, but they put it like this. They didn't end up trading Michael Parsons and they still got back. Like I said, it's like the Lakers trade. They got back an all-pro, just like Dallas got AD. He might not be that, but he's an all-pro. He made a Pro Bowl 2 times. So
Right.
got back all-pro. And it depends on what the draft picks pan out to be. If they get 2 stout, linebackers or 2 stout defensive players, and now they got 3, like the Rams did when Aaron Donald retired. They got all them boys from Florida State. And now their defense now is better than it was with Aaron Donald. They're not as good as Aaron Donald, but they got 3 or 4 instead of just one Aaron Donald. You know,
impact players.
That's what I'm saying. What we hate
no,
to
that's a
see
good point. I know.
we hate to see a guy like Parsons leave, but you got to look at the whole picture.
Yeah, I was just saying, but Larry's question was, what did we think about that signing? And I was saying, I think Jerry learned his lesson. But what you're saying is a good point. Actually, was it Cam Newton, I think? Cam Newton said that Dallas won in the deal.
It's too early to say that.
He said that.
Yeah, it's too early to say that.
No, I know, but I'm saying he said it.
Yeah, but one thing I agree with all y'all on. If Jerry Jones didn't do the things the way he did, he would save himself a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know,
He could have signed him at 35 last year.
But see, one thing about Jerry Jones, he don't care about that money. He got so much money, he don't even care.
But you know what the thing is, Bruce? It's not really the money, too. It's the money, but it's a camaraderie. When you make the guy and drag him through the mud and make him beg and pout, and then you give him the money, he ain't going to go all out. I mean, if you go ahead and pay him like you did this guy, you pay him up front, you know, he going to say, okay, they care about me here. But when you're making every one of your superstars, you know, go to the last second, I mean, all of them, not just one of them, you know.
I agree 100%.
Like Bruce said, so
if I just throw this in real quick, I think he kind of technically saved
I'm not going to be convinced until something else happens, because he gave the cornerback this money like bam, and you know I would like to think, oh, he done learned his lesson, but you can't really teach an old dog new tricks.
Right.
I'm going to give it a few more tries before I say he learned anything. He jumped on this one. Somebody probably had to talk with him, but unless I see him do some more smart moves, one smart move ain't going to convince me.
But Jerry Jones,
you know what, Don? When you look at it, I mean, I'm just going to use social media as a for instance. They verbally assassinated him to the place and point where I don't know if it twisted his arm and made him do the right thing. I can't say that. I've seen Jerry Jones over the years, going back to the days of Tom Landry and Roger Staubach and all them guys, you know, Lester Hayes, the whole 20 yards, man. So let's wait and see what happens. Let's hope that in his latter days, he's realized I can't take it with me, so I might as well pay somebody.
Yeah, but I agree with Don. I don't think he learned his lesson. I think that if he hadn't have saved that money from Parsons, Bland still would have been waiting on a contract.
Yep.
That's what I believe. I don't believe that had nothing to do with him learning a lesson.
All right, fellas, we got Bob McCormick on the line. Go ahead, Bob.
All right, Donald. How you guys doing tonight? I hope pretty good.
Hey,
good, Bob.
I'm going to actually start with college football. Former Patriots and now North Carolina head coach Bill Belichick. He didn't have a really good night. He didn't play, but he was on the sidelines, and his team suffered a blowout loss to TCU. UNC will visit Charlotte this Saturday night. The Buffalo's Deion Sanders lost to Georgia Tech 27-20 in a Big 12 ACC clash. Sanders says he remains optimistic despite the loss. Colorado will host Delaware on Saturday. Elsewhere, number 3, Ohio State beat Texas, number 1. And now Ohio State is going to number 1 this week, while Florida State, they upset number 8, Alabama. Locally, UConn trounced Central Connecticut, and Marist beat the University of New Haven. Now on to the NFL. The season starts Thursday night. It's Eagles, Cowboys. On Sunday, the Jets host the Steelers. We'll get to see Aaron Rodgers back at MetLife Stadium. The Giants are at Washington to take on the Commanders, Raiders, and Patriots up in New England.
Wow. You got to get him back up.
Oh, we lost him right quick.
Well, go ahead, Larry. You might as well finish.
He stole our thunder. He stole our thunder, Larry.
Hey.
No.
Now,
I know.
the Ravens playing Buffalo in Buffalo.
Okay.
Does this game mean anything to whoever loses?
Yeah. Go ahead, somebody. I think it does personally.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know why? You know the phrase we always say, some things could come back to haunt you or bite you in the backside. This could be one of those games. This could be the one game that would determine want the loser's seed, whether it's going to be first, third, or fifth. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, yeah. You remember they had Kansas City. They started. If you remember, the Ravens started at Kansas City last year and lost, and it wound up in retrospect, it wound up costing them seeding wise. So yeah, it's an important game because if you go under the premise that Kansas City is the number one seed coming in, then basically Buffalo and Baltimore are playing for number two, which means getting that extra week off and having the home field. Yeah, this is one of those ones that we're going to look back in December when they're fighting for those seeds. We're going to look back and say, if they had won that one, they'd be whoever loses, they're going to be in the driver's seat.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I would say, to me, Baltimore. If you gotta go to Buffalo.
Hold on, fellas. We back.
Hold on.
Oh, gotcha.
Go ahead, Bob.
Okay, Phillies Kyle Schwarber has 49 home runs. The Dodgers Shohei Ohtani with 45. Aaron Judge with 43, and the Mets Juan Soto with 36. The Blue Jays still on top in first in the AL East with the Red Sox and Yankees breathing down their backs. They're both 2.5 games out. The Mets are in second in the NL East. They're 6 games back of the first place Phillies. Padres reliever Jason Adams ruptured his quad tendon. He had to be carted off the field in last night's loss to Baltimore. Boston closer Aroldis Chapman agrees to a 1-year deal worth $13.3 million contract extension. The team, Boston, also cut pitcher Walker Buehler last week, and the Phillies then picked him up. The Mets, Frankie Montas needs UCLL surgery and will likely miss next season. On to the NBA. In Linsanity, Jeremy Lin is retiring after 9 seasons. Former Villanova coach Kyle Neptune is joining the Hornets staff at the U.S. Open today. Jessica Pegula will take on number 1 Arena Sabalenka. They'll go at it in the semifinals of the Women's U.S. Open. And Carlos Alcaraz is on to the men's semifinals. And that's all the sports I have for you tonight, Jared.
All right, Bob. Thank you, man.
All right, Bob.
Take care, Bob.
Thank you very much.
All right, Bob.
Can I add something to that list he had? They had Venus Williams at 45, and they doing real good in the doubles in the U.S. Open.
Yes, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We want to recognize Venus as still hanging in there.
Who's her partner in that, Bruce? In the doubles?
Leah.
The girl from Canada. But they lost this afternoon, though.
Okay, because I never knew who her partner was.
Sorry,
I just heard
they play tonight at 7 o'clock. My fault.
Mm-hmm.
They play tonight.
So, but the Kansas City, about the Buffalo, I think it's going to mean something. I think it means something personally, because you got Lamar against Josh. I think even though the standings, but they're both seasoned quarterbacks, so it doesn't matter. Other than going to Kansas City, it really don't matter where they play because they're both seasoned quarterbacks. And if you notice, Buffalo bringing a lot of their players. They brought Jordan Poole back, and they brought Gabe Vincent back. Gabe, what's the wide receiver name? Anyway, they just signed him. Yeah, so they're bringing a lot of their guys that they let go year before last. They're re-signing them. So I think it's going to mean a lot for Josh and Lamar going head to head because, they're playing for not only second seeding, but who's the second best quarterback behind Patrick too. So I think it's going to mean a lot. It's going to be a great game.
Yes, sir. That's the first game for them, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the Sunday night. That's the Sunday night game.
Sunday night.
Nice
Mhm.
special.
Do you remember when Ken O'Brien and Dan Marino used to have those shootouts,
But the
500-yard shootouts? One of them guys would do something crazy like that,
Yeah.
Never can tell.
But I think Ravens got something to prove. And I think in the first game of the season, they got to go upside Buffalo's head. And they don't want this to affect Buffalo's whole season. But, because they're trying to get Josh and, Josh up top, But I think if they beat them convincingly in Buffalo, I think they're in for a long season.
I think that's going to be predicated on their defense. How improved is the Ravens' defense? Because
they are improved.
Well, I'm just saying, wasn't that their Achilles heel last year? I mean,
but they got an All-Pro in the secondary now. Another one.
Okay.
Yeah, but if y'all look at last year, Baltimore came into Buffalo in the beginning of the season and put a whipping on Buffalo.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Buffalo got them back in the playoffs. So these first couple of games really don't mean nothing because Baltimore did the same thing last year. I think they played, the second or third game? And Baltimore blew them out. I mean, they blew them out. And they still came back in the playoffs, and the Bills beat Baltimore. So this first game ain't going to hold no weight.
Hey there, Larry.
Only psychological if they let that happen.
Right,
but after a person seems to have your number, it affects you, you know.
Yeah, but they don't really have their number because they split. If Buffalo would have swept Baltimore, I could say, yeah, they got their number. But they won in the playoffs, which mattered the most. That's the only thing Buffalo got on them.
But the way they won, they was going for a 2-point conversion. Yeah. And the guy dropped the ball.
Andrew, I can't think of
the Ravens should have won that game.
But you know what? That was a bad pass on Jackson's part. So I'm gonna hold Jackson's feet to the fire on that one. So that was a giveaway in my estimation.
If y'all gonna look at that, y'all got to look at that receiver that dropped all them passes on Jackson too. So you can't just look
both sides, so Bruce.
That's what I'm saying. You can't look at one side and say, well, if this had happened, because same thing happened on the other side. That's all I'm saying. You can't say, well, if he hadn't did this, they would have got a field goal. You know, when this man was dropping, look at the pass that Lamar Jackson threw to the man right in the end zone, and he dropped it right in his hands.
I agree.
So the final score is what it is. We can't go back and say, well, if they would have did this or if they would have did that. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
You know what I mean?
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yeah, any game you go to look at, it's like when Tony Romo fumbled that field goal attempt in the Green Bay game with Dallas.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Right. Happened.
Or for you Giant fans, when or you Buffalo fans, Scott Norwood missed a 29-yard field goal. Woo!
Pressure White.
Where's Bob when you need him? Anyway.
Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, they got a lot of adversity. Jalen Hurts, they went through a lot of adversity to become quarterbacks. These guys are solid. I mean, we can't knock them. Josh Allen's a stud.
Yeah, but if you look at these guys, man, I've never seen two quarterbacks considered so great.
Yeah.
And they so much alike.
They are just alike.
I mean, you can't, if you put up their number, you wouldn't tell which was who. Both of them run the ball, both of them can throw it. I mean, this is something.
Larry, before you go on, we got a question up here. I want you guys to answer which quarterback will win a Super Bowl first. Start with you, Anthony.
Lamar.
Lamar, you doing one more first? Okay.
I think Lamar will.
Bishop Frozen, what you got, Bishop?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going with Lamar also.
You on Lamar? We got Henry.
Yep.
Which quarterback will win the Super Bowl first?
Wow. It's either going to be Lamar or Josh Allen because they're all of them in the AFC. And Patrick Mahomes in the AFC. So they all got to go against each other. And only one's going to be standing. So I'm going to go with either one of them two guys. Because either one of them can do it.
What you got, Larry?
You got to go with one. And that one is Lamar Jackson on this picture right here. Lamar Jackson got the best chance. Unless he runs to Patrick. You know, then that's a different story.
But Larry, that's what I just said. Patrick Mahomes is in the AFC.
All right, let me go with Pastor Walt. Who you got, Walt?
Yeah, I'll go with Lamar. He got the best team.
All right, you go with Lamar. Who you got, Kendall?
Lamar Jackson's got the best running back in the back. You saw what happened in Philadelphia. You get that good running back as a quarterback, you can fake that pass, and I think Lamar Jackson has a straight shot if he can beat Pat Mahomes. But Pat Mahomes is going back to the Super Bowl against, Jalen Hurts.
What about you, Bruce? Who you got? Lamar too?
I would go with Lamar, but I'm gonna go with Allen, because only reason I'm not going with Jackson is because of his coach. I feel like they should have won already, but the coach held them back from playing this game. That's the only reason I'm not going with Lamar.
Who you go with, Don?
I'm going with Lamar as the best chance. All the coach got to do is let Henry get the ball a little more.
That's
Man.
pretty much it.
He had 2 years to do that and did the same thing. I thought the first year that they did that, they would have learned from that.
I did
But
too.
they came right back last year
And did it again.
and did the same thing. So I can't be convinced that the coach gonna say, "Oh, now I finally learned. I'm gonna get a ball to him."
And Henry hurts you. Henry straight arms you. Them quarterbacks
Hmm.
will get hurt, because he pushes them down. Now they got to deal with receivers after that running game. He would have softened them up for the big blow.
Now, one other thing, Kendall, to add to what you just said, and I liken Henry to, remember Earl Campbell?
Of course,
yeah.
Yeah, he was hard. He's hard to tackle. He's very hard to tackle. I don't know what it is, but one person might be able to take Henry down if he can get them legs wrapped up. But other than that, I ain't no football expert, but from what I saw last year, man, I mean, they had to gang tackle him to get him down.
Hey, Ernie, you must have seen that little skinny white boy dump Derrick Henry by himself.
I didn't see it.
And
You
that
got to
was
see.
in the playoffs.
He was making a business decision.
You gotta take into account the coach too, though. Not because making this, but what I'm saying that is Harbaugh loves Lamar Jackson, so he is gonna try to let Lamar shine other than Derrick Henry, and he's trying to prove that Lamar is just as good as Patrick and Josh. So he's not gonna take the ball out of Lamar Jackson's hand and say, "Okay, Derrick Henry, bring us to the promised land." He wants Lamar to do that. And it's the same thing that Pete Carroll did on the 1 yard line with Beast Mode. He wanted Russell Wilson to win. He didn't care about Beast Mode getting in the end zone. He wanted Russell Wilson to be the star. So you got to take that into consideration. His whole thing, he wanted to prove that Lamar Jackson the year before last, that he could pass the ball just as good as Pat Mahomes. That's what he wanted to do. So he's going to go with Lamar Jackson. He's not going to take the ball out and say, "Okay, Lamar, you just hand it off to Henry, and he's going to bring us to the promised land." He ain't going to do that.
That's why I didn't pick him. You're right. There's nowhere in the world, as dangerous as Henry is, he don't get but 13 touches. Everybody should have been fired.
He should have had 20, 25 touches in that game.
Yeah. If they should learn something from the team that just won the Super Bowl. Balance it out.
Yeah, they had that opportunity, though. They had a great running back. That's what killed the Rams. When the Patriots beat the Rams, they should have never won. But their coach, Mike Martz, said, "We going with what got us here. We throwing bombs." You got Marshall Faulk in the backfield.
Come on now.
And they're playing a 3-man line. Give the ball to Marshall Faulk, Offensive Player of the Year. He said, "We going with what brought us here." And Belichick was dropping back 9 players, 9 people in pass coverage and rushing 2, and he kept trying to throw the ball over their head. Cost him the Super Bowl.
Belichick could have used them 9 guys last night.
How'd that work out again? How'd that work out again? TCU stomped. I mean, I saw part of that game, and I looked. I said, "Oh, North Carolina's playing." I said, "No, that's North Carolina's practice team out there."
TCU felt disrespected. TCU said they talking about Bill Belichick. He can't run. He's not going to tackle. He said we ain't gonna get caught up in the Deion Sanders like they did last year when Colorado beat them. And their players was they felt disrespected. Said nobody's talking about us. All they're talking about is Bill Belichick. You got Michael Jordan there. You got Lawrence Taylor there. You know, you got all the North Carolina celebrities there,
All
and they
those
got
players.
killed. Julius Peppers, all the North Carolina people there, and they got killed.
And they look bad.
Yeah.
They look bad on everything: offense, defense, special team.
Except for the first drive.
Except for the first drive.
Hey,
Actually, TCU just scored again a couple minutes ago, so it got real ugly.
It got real ugly.
They scored quickly too. I mean, quick.
Yeah.
And
Well, now you got another subject.
Hey, Bruce. Now, Detroit playing Green Bay. If Parsons shows out and Green Bay take them off, what's your opinion about that? If Parsons shows out,
I mean, my opinion of Parsons, he's a great player. He's a great pass rusher. We can't take that away from him. But my problem with Parsons is he don't do nothing to stop the run. I watch him get run over plenty of times on the run. That's my only thing. He's one of the greatest pass rushers there are.
but his job is to disrupt stuff. That's his job.
When people running for 200 yards on your defense, he's not disrupting anything.
I'm just saying, if they knock off Detroit and he shows out, will your opinion about Parsons change?
No, because everybody know what he's capable of doing. He's a great player. Nobody's taking that away from him. You know, we'd be surprised if he don't show up. You know what I mean? He's a great player. But Dallas' biggest problem was they couldn't stop the run. They couldn't stop the run.
And Bruce, and you saying that Detroit has not won Gibbs and Montgomery, who he's got his hands full. Okay, I mean, them guys didn't just all of a sudden go on the IR, or they disabled Gibbs and Montgomery. I think they were close in average per yard, something like 6.5 or something like that yards per carry, both of them. So, and Parsons is just one player. Green Bay is Green Bay. They haven't had a good rusher since Reggie White. So I don't see much of a difference.
Yeah, but he could turn their defense around. He's one man that's capable with everything else that they have. He's a great pass rusher. So by saying that, he could turn their whole defense around.
He's not at full strength though. He got a back problem.
Yeah, he do. Yep.
Yeah.
But it's not a serious problem.
I don't know, bro. They said they don't know if he's gonna be able to play.
You guys got a little second. Let's run
He's
this.
gonna play.
International proudly presents Jerry Green's Gospel Music Showcase, Saturday, October 4th, 2025 at the Music Back Then Performance Studio. Doors open at 5:30 p.m. Starts at 6 p.m. The location is 221 Bull Hill Lane, West Haven, Connecticut. Featured artists include God's Favor, Chosen by God, Rose Cloud, Calvin Cooper, Yvette Early, Dre, The Voice, Charlotte Williams, and featured artists Kevin Monroe and Devotions. Also that evening, honoring.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime you got a back problem, you can't say it's not that serious. Anything wrong with your back is serious. You know what I mean? It's too much stuff.
You just telling me about my quarterback. Now for Parsons ain't serious, but for my quarterback it's serious, huh? I hear you.
No,
because they said they wouldn't have paid him that much money if they even thought it was serious.
No, we're not season, but if for game one, they said he might have to get an epidermic to play.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's really nothing, you know.
That's
I
nothing.
get those all the time.
What do you
You
mean?
can
That's
take all the line then.
what's gonna happen
I
when
get those like clockwork.
and hit them? You know what I mean? That's what you got to look at. Them offensive linemen, 300 plus.
That's it.
You know what I mean? And most of the time they double teaming him. Now you got 600 pounds on you. You know what I mean? Anything that's wrong with your back is serious because you step off the curve and mess your back up. Yeah. And you got 300 pounders pounding on you for over 40 minutes. It's serious, bro.
Listen to Bruce.
They
Bruce.
know to get him out of there, they'll be trying to hit him in the back on purpose.
Better believe it.
What else you got, Larry, for football?
Kansas City
Okay.
and the Chargers.
Friday night.
Some people are picking the Chargers, but I tell you this: don't believe what you think. Patrick Mahomes is still Patrick Mahomes, and he's going to take that first game. Chargers ain't got a chance.
Chargers ain't got a chance.
Now Herbert got the most pressure on him out of every quarterback in the league.
That's right.
Every quarterback in the league. Herbert got the most pressure on him because they've been building him up for a long time. And he like Cool Burrow. He haven't done anything.
Well, think about this, Bruce, and let's look at the Chargers over the last 2 decades. When Phillip Rivers was there, I mean, quality quarterback, but could never get over the hump. I don't know if it's the team or what, but anytime they get a great quarterback, go back to the days of Dan Fouts, couldn't get over the hump.
Right.
So at the one time they did get over, they got stomped on.
And they had great players.
Yes.
Then the LaDainian Tomlinson, didn't he play for them?
Yeah.
He did.
That's why Phillip Rivers couldn't get over the hump. LaDainian Tomlinson led the NFL in touchdowns that year, and then what did he get, a pulled disc or whatever he played against against the Patriots, and he couldn't even play. And then Phillip Rivers was playing with one leg. So a lot of things happened to them once they got to that point. Their players got hurt. But for the Kansas City game, Larry, I mean, I wouldn't sleep on that because Harbaugh, he gonna play Harbaugh ball. What he gonna do is say, "Let me see this raggedy Kansas City defense stop the run." That's what he gonna do. He gonna run the ball. That's his game. Run the ball, play defense, and he gonna say, "Okay, if they get a lead, Larry, I'm telling you."
Hey, Larry, Pastor said the defense was raggedy.
Oh yeah, against the run,
that's a big if.
I heard that too, Andrew.
This Harbaugh's second year, right?
If Dallas had Mahomes, they have more Super Bowls.
We know that, bro. They got. We're talking about. You know how that top 100. We talking about year to year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what. If we talk year to year, and Kansas City's defense is not as good as it was last year. And last year, their defense carried their team, right? Because Pat didn't have a good year last year. Pat didn't have a good year last year. Now, I do believe Pat's going to have a better year, but I don't know how good the defense is. So I'm just saying the Harbaugh style of play is play tough defense and run the ball. That's his game.
But on the offensive line, they lost one of their best linemen.
Yep.
This is Harbaugh's year to show what he can do because this is his second year. And
it's what he always do.
Yeah, he didn't really have his players there the first year he was there. So this is a time for him to shine and still be the coach that everybody say he is, which I believe he is. So we'll see what they do. Should be a good game. We should see a good
game.
Yeah.
But I agree with you with their quarterback got to do something because they be hyping him up. Just said that last week. If this was Dak, they'd be killing him because he ain't did nothing.
Right.
Nothing.
And they had the nerve to have him over Hurts.
Yeah.
They put everybody over Hurts.
I don't understand it.
Is there anybody over Hurts?
Lack of respect for the Super Bowl champ.
Right. And MVP. I could see if they said, well, this guy got all this help and say Barkley got MVP. We could say, yeah. But Jalen Hurts really had a really good game.
The last 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah, and he earned that MVP. So I don't understand how they keep dogging this man out.
He outplayed the NFL's #1 player out of the top 100.
Twice. He's the Eli Manning of this era. And Patrick Mahomes is Brady. And he had the chance to beat him twice. Mahomes got away that first game, man. That could have went either way, too.
All right. Come on,
you
man.
Talk about if, could, should, He had his worst year as far as completions, touchdowns, and he still came out number 5 on the top 100 players in the league. Now you think
Well,
about that for a minute.
I'm going to say this.
Say that again.
New season. So we're going to move. Let's move forward. Brand new season starting Thursday. You pick your own number one. Go, JJ McCarthy. I'm sorry. Keep going.
So then we got that thing on Thursday.
J who? JJ?
Hey, Bishop.
Yes, sir.
We'll be able to use that run sport thing you set up for us on Thursday. Run bull.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I got to put that together. Let me try to have it together for you. No
I
later.
already got it on my phone.
All right, I need you guys.
I tried to get in. The only one I got in is the one that you pay. Where you say you don't got in there $0. I tried to go in there and I kept going to my password and wouldn't let me. I couldn't find the Jerry Green thing and it said you want to they had all that stuff, but they only had the one in there that you got to bet on, and I was trying to get the regular one.
No, well, there should be one where you go $0. That's the one we did last year, where you went $0. I'm gonna try to pull that together. As a matter of fact, I'll try to work on that tonight. If I don't have
it, press my password and everything, so I can get in there.
Because you should still have it from last year. All we have to do is just revamp it. But then I got to send the invite out to everybody.
Flash Sports, actually.
Yeah.
I have it done before Thursday.
It was updated.
Yeah, I got to get it out to you before Thursday's game. So I really have until 3:00 Thursday to get this thing up. Otherwise, we'll miss the first game and go from there. But I don't think we should miss because I only got two options, like two things I got to do today. All right, but we'll make it happen. And you got to try to be consistent this year because we ain't going to find out who the top dog is. You guys are your own coach in this league. So let's see who the best coach is this year. Don walked away. Don and Henry walked away with us last year, especially in the last 2 weeks.
I'm telling you, they was picking helmet colors and they won the whole thing.
Pastor, with the Texans playing the Rams, game 1. What's
Texas
your thoughts?
I watched a little bit of ball, and I wanted to ask
kid.
I wanted to ask y'all about him because I don't know much. You know, it's Arch Manning. Yeah, he stunk it up, but he's some kin to the Manning. Yeah, he's some kin to them.
Yeah, Arch Manning. Yeah, man. Ohio State. I had that for Larry. We was gonna talk about that. Ohio State, is defending national champs, but the thing is, they got the defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, from the Patriots, and he confused Arch Manning. He made Manning look like what the Patriots defense did to the Jets when they said he was seeing ghosts. Just confused him. He put 5 men on the line, and then when he called the audible, he dropped 3 back and only had 2. He just confused him. So he made Arch Manning look terrible, but everybody ain't gonna be able to do that. Because he's going up against the NFL scheme. They got 6 Super Bowl rings, and they couldn't do it. He didn't know what he was looking at.
So, Pastor, you think the boy gonna be all right?
Yeah.
I think he'll be all right. Did you see the meme, Don, that he had Peyton and Eli say he's adopted?
Oh wow!
Yeah, but you know what? The talking heads like us, they're mixed on that. Some of them say, he's overrated, and some of the experts were just saying, that game. I've seen Booger McFarland, and I've seen the other guy from UConn, Olaski. They was talking about he just got out schemed. He didn't know what he was looking at. First game, first time starting, and he playing defense against Matt Patricia, and it just didn't work out.
So what about the Notre game and Miami game? I thought that could have went either way down the stretch, but now
that was a good game.
Number 1 team.
That was a good game, Don.
Wait.
And they was getting killed. I mean, this is how something turns. They could have went up 21-7, and then they turned around, got a touchdown, got another touchdown. This kid is a freshman starting his first game. You see Michael Irvin jumping around on the sideline, and they almost blew it. They pulled it out, but that was a good game.
Yeah.
I don't like Notre Dame, but I like their coach.
Yeah.
But you think Miami gonna be number 1 over Notre Dame?
Ohio State's gonna be number 1.
Ohio State's gonna be
Ohio State's number 1, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Ohio State's number 1.
We will be for most of the season.
But they're picking LSU. They're picking LSU. to win it. LSU looks good.
Yeah, they got a good.
LSU and Clemson was a good game, man. That was a good game.
All right, now you got 4 minutes. You got another topic?
But I think they blew up Clemson. They had returning players,
Yeah.
but they're not as good as everybody expected them to be. So
LSU.
LSU is very deep, and when you play there at night, it's
Yeah, they was playing
something
in
else.
Clemson, though, Larry. They was playing in Clemson. They was playing in Clemson's Death Valley. They both of their stadiums were called Death Valley, but they was playing in Clemson. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I just think Clemson is overrated, just like
Yeah,
Penn State.
It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like their quarterback isn't what they thought he was.
You gotta expect that. They're trying to get certain teams.
Alabama.
Alabama losing the first game convincingly.
Against Lewis got blown out. I mean, not in score, but in statistics against Florida State that wasn't even ranked.
State, yeah.
Wasn't even ranked.
One of the coaches from Florida State was on the plane with us going down on our way to Florida. I guess he was going in Orlando, going to look at another player or something like that from high school. And he was talking about 3 or 4 D1 players that could go pro. So keep your eye on Florida State. Keep your eyes on them because they might be the sleeper this year. We can't tell. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying keep your eye on them. Just going on that inside information.
Yeah, this was a good opening week because teams like Florida State, Miami, you know, they wasn't expected to do what they did.
No, they weren't.
You know, so this started that college season off great. You know, the Texans, Ohio State, you know. But that they showed how much they were pushing Arch Manning because I always thought that since Ohio State won it all, they should have been number 1 anyway.
Yeah, they should have been.
But they were pushing Arch Manning so much they saw this guy gonna be great.
No, Bruce, you gotta understand in college ball, regardless of the sport, the team that wins the championship usually does not, unless it's one of the Wonder Boys, I like to call them, the Dukes, the North Carolinas, and schools of that nature. They never get that. Remember, and I'm gonna take UConn for instance, back to back, and then they turn around. Well, I ain't expect nothing out of them last year because they didn't have the defense they had. But winning the first one, you think they would have started number 1. They had to fight from the number 7 position to be able to win that back-to-back title. So in college ball, just this BCS Bowl thing, man, I'm not even sure. I could put Ohio State in there. I could put Florida State in there. And Walt just said that LSU is the favorite. We don't know what Alabama's going to do. Miami might have woken up. Is Notre Dame going to come back and be the team of old? We don't know.
Yeah, but the biggest thing about that is when a team win it all, most teams that win it all, they lose a lot of players to the draft.
That's the thing, yeah. They lost a lot of players.
So that's why they
were thinking.
Right. Well, see, you know, that goes back to the Alabama years. They probably had a pro team like 3-4 rows deep for all we know.
Georgia had, but I think Larry, I'm not mistaken, they said it's the first time that the number 1 seed actually entered the game as an underdog.
Yeah.
Because Texas was number 1, but Ohio State was the favorite to win.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
And just like you said, everybody pump Arch up, you know, and they shouldn't have done that. And they were just going about returning players from the previous year.
Right.
You know, returning starters.
Yeah.
But normally that doesn't mean anything.
Right.
You know, you might bring your same team back, but that means you got to win everything.
On paper, you look good anyway.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Larry, got any more before we wrap it up? It's 7 o'clock.
I want Pastor to tell me about the Rams. Are they going to beat the Texans?
Where are they playing?
I'm not 100% sure.
Texas got a great defense. They got a great offense too, though. You know, I'm gonna go with I'm going with the Texans.
And see, I'm gonna be different. I'm going with the Rams because of their coach and his schemes and his play calling ability. You got a great quarterback, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
but
give
he's
him.
playing. The
He's not
quarterback's hurt.
playing. Oh, he's not playing. All right, I'm jumping the Texans bad game.
If he was playing, I would go with the Rams.
Just for this one
Wow.
game. I didn't realize he was hurt. Yeah, I'm riding the Texans on this one.
Stafford will be tough.
So who we got Thursday night? Cowboys or the Eagles? Who you got, Larry?
Is there a choice? It's
Eagles.
Philly. Is there a choice?
I just want to see a good game. I don't want them to open up 35-2 or no.
I'm thinking it's gonna be 35-0. You know,
Wow.
I hate to
Yeah.
say it. That poor Dak's gonna have to be. He won't scramble a lot, but he won't. You know, he'll get something out of his receivers. But that Dallas defense, I don't know. I know. Go ahead, and say it, Bruce. That Dallas defense.
Only thing I'm gonna tell you, I'll be on the show early Friday. Real early.
Hey, Bruce, if they win, we expect when I come on, I'm gonna try to get there at 5:45. You'll be sitting there, right? Hey, I told you they was gonna win. Okay.
Jerry, you know when Jerry said who's available tonight? When he asked that question, I'm looking for a whole lot of no's.
You know what I want to ask you guys? Because you guys follow football more than I do. I saw that today. They said that the Eagles have lost 5 key guys from what their defense from last year. So I don't know how that would affect the Eagles defense, but I asked the football guys, and you guys can what's your thoughts on that as far as because I don't know who the players were, but I know I did hear that they lost 5 key guys to defense last year. So
But they're so deep, so it ain't gonna matter because, like I said, they got the last 2 years of Georgia's championship team on their team. So now they got the guys that were on the bench, the linebacker, the defensive end. Now they're just gonna step up. They're gonna start instead of coming in off the bench. They're gonna start, so they're still gonna be fine. But they did lose 5 defensive guys.
Yes,
One of them
Sweat.
plays
They
for
lost,
Minnesota right now.
2 defensive backs.
And defense back, Didn't Slay retire?
Slay, yes. Slay left.
Slay retired,
Philly organization, they don't mind bringing in good guys. So I'm not worried about them. Pick up guys, great man. They're not no Jerry Jones.
But he learned from them because that's what Philly do. They signed their guys 2 years, and they said, "Wow, he got potential. Let's sign him now before he know how good he is. We just gonna go ahead and pay him before he realize how good he really is." You know, and they just
not only that, when somebody is let go, and Philly see they can get him and they're gonna help, they don't hesitate to sign him.
All-pro linebacker last year, he was off the special team of the Saints. He wasn't even starting. He came from the special team of the Saints and made all-pro, first team all-pro, playing for the Eagles, the linebacker.
Philly has a great front office.
Yeah.
They put guys in where they can help. They don't just sign people. They sign people where they see their potential and they put them right in.
And they had the best roster, Bruce, and they were the #1 suitor for Michael Parsons. They was trying
but
to
they wanted to fire the coach though.
Yeah, man.
Before they started winning.
Yeah, before they started winning, they was ready to get him out of there.
Yeah.
Because why? They were saying, listen, we run the ball. That's our MO. We got the biggest offensive lineman here, and you still trying to pass. You know, they was like, run the ball. They was about to get rid of him if he won the Super Bowl.
he was walking a real thin line.
Thin line.
Was.
Yeah.
Winning cures a lot of stuff.
Winning cures a lot of stuff, man.
Yeah, they play a lot of extra heartache and headache, that's for sure. So you want to say this with me now, Bruce, or we want to wait till the end of the season? Wait till next year.
You said what?
So you want to say this with me now, or do we want to wait till the end of the season and say wait till next year?
Hey man, I'm still still talking.
And we play you this year, so I'll wait for that game, then we can go at it.
Oh, we play Minnesota?
You play us this year. You come to Minnesota this year.
I'll be there. I'm gonna get my ticket today.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Hey, the good Lord bless me and allow me to find what I need and the finances to show up, I'll get you a ticket and we'll go to Minnesota game.
I'm
How's
down, brother. I'll save my money. Get me that ticket.
that?
Minister Henry,
All
close
right.
out.
Huh?
We're gonna let Minister Henry Green close us out in prayer.
Okay.
Come on, bro.
Father, we thank you for your grace, your love, your mercy. You are the true and living God that sits on the throne in heaven. And Lord, we praise you. We magnify you because you are so amazing. And Lord, we just ask you and just thank you for the bless each and every household that is represented here on the show, God. In the mighty name of Jesus, that you would meet every need, God, supernaturally, Father, in the name of Jesus. And Lord, we give you all the praise, all the glory, all the honor. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Happy birthday, Mother Green. Happy birthday.
Yes, happy
Right.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Traveled
All
down
right.
to
Well,
South Carolina to see my mom's.
Who birthday is?
My mother. She have a 97th birthday.
What date?
September 8th.
Yeah, mine's 11th.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she over.
all right, happy birthday, Bruce, early.
On the show Friday.
I'll be hosting the show Friday, and I like to get as many of you guys as I can, so we can, have a good time. We can still have a really good time.
Yeah. I'm
We got a lot to talk about, Don. We talked about them Chiefs going down, man. We gonna be all right, man.
Listen, I'm ordering a new case of Kleenex, so if I gotta hand some out.
Yeah, Larry and Bishop. Everybody else can take a break. Go to the beach.
1 year. Dallas gonna get it together. 1 year.
One of these days.
I just hope the team be nice and healthy, man.
Yeah.
That way we can see real games without the stars.
I know. On the bench and the bleachers, yeah. That's what we want. Yeah, because that turned the whole thing around. You get a key player go out, and then all those aspirations out the window. But it's gonna be. I think we're gonna have a good year this year, man. I think Dallas gonna win some games they shouldn't win, and I think it's gonna be a good year. I think it's gonna be a good year.
I agree.
All right, you guys.
Yep.
All
right.